Now on Coast TV News.
Vigil honors Kirk.
People should not be killed or murdered or assassinated in this, like what's happened in this case, just because they're speaking their mind.
With the assassination of the conservative activist felt nationwide, the ceremony held at Salisbury University last night.
Kirk school controversy, what two Delmarva districts are saying after social media posts by their staff appear to celebrate Kirk's shooting.
We made it to Friday, Delmarva, expecting mostly sunny skies. Will it carry over into the weekend? My latest forecast is coming up.
Whiteout. The Packers, going with all-white unis, take care of business in handing Washington their first loss of the season.
This is Coast TV News Today.
It is Friday, September 12th, 2025. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us for our 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah, we're coming off a somber Thursday, so we're hoping for some Good Friday vibes here.
Absolutely. Some Good Friday vibes, some good weather. I know you're hoping to maybe get to the beach later this afternoon for that local summer that's slowly dwindling away. But we're now going to bring in First Meteorologist Chris Mastrobuono to tell us about our forecast. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Elisa and Matt, and good morning to you, Delmarva. It's a pretty cool start out there, starting off in the 50s and 60s as we take a live look into Lewis. Clear skies there, pretty calm winds, 61 degrees, dew point 58. Away from the coast, we're at 56 in Long Neck, 58 in Georgetown, 53 Harrington to 56 in Salisbury. Winds are pretty calm, clear skies. We're getting some radiational cooling as well as some fog beginning to develop primarily across portions of Dorchester County. So use some caution here over the next few hours. We could be dealing with some patchy fog at least through the early part of the morning. As far as precipitation is concerned, hard to find. We have a system all the way down to the south, but we have high pressure building in, and that's going to allow for plenty of sunshine to develop through the afternoon today. In fact, we're going to carry that sunshine over into the weekend, and we're going to keep it pretty dry. We're looking at a pretty nice dry stretch of weather here over the course of the next few days. So we begin with some patchy fog, not all that widespread. Temperatures rising to about 66 by around 9, mostly sunny skies through your morning and afternoon, as we top out in the upper 70s to right around that 80-degree mark. Winds out of the northeast at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Coming up, we'll talk about the remainder of your weekend, and we'll have a look at the tropics. We have something brewing there in the Atlantic. We'll talk more about that coming up. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this hour comes in the wake of the Charlie Kirk assassination.
Salisbury University held a vigil to remember the conservative activist. It was hosted by the SU College Republicans.
Yeah, Kirk did a lot of outreach to young people, hosting events on college campuses to politely debate political issues.
SU College Republicans President Colin McEver says this loss hits close to home. Kirk was answering questions at a student event at Utah Valley University when he was shot and killed. And the deadly shooting has sparked a lot of reaction online. On your screen right now is a meme posted by a teacher in Wicomico County. The meme shared by the teacher depicts Trump whispering to Kirk, quote, "This Epstein thing won't die. Gonna need you to take one for the team." Wicomico's county executive Julie Giordano is calling for the teacher's job. And Wicomico County Public Schools did provide us with a statement that says in part, quote, "Posting of a meme and comments in relation to a very serious incident has been an unexpected and unnecessary and unwelcome disruption to school and school system operations," end quote.
And in Virginia, Accomack County Public Schools they're facing a similar situation after a staff member made a post on a personal social media account. The post seen here was uploaded on Facebook. The employee posted "good," followed by, "For those who need me to clarify, yes, I'm referring to him. Yes, I'm celebrating. Yes, I hope he rots. No, I won't apologize." Accomack County Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Jennifer Miller released a statement in part, quote, "Please know that we are addressing the situation in accordance with division policy and procedure. ACPS does not support or endorse the personal opinions expressed by individual staff members," end quote.
And this is going to bring us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know what worries you most about political violence. And so far, 74% of voters say more political violence, 16% more polarized society, 8% free speech loss, and 2% social media hate. And if you haven't voted yet, you can still do so on CoastTV.com or over on our mobile app.
A weapon, prints, and video, but still no suspect arrested in the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
NBC's Bofta Yaman shows us how police in Utah say there are rapid developments in their investigation.
Wearing sunglasses, a black hat, and a black shirt with an American flag is the man police want your help tracking down in connection with the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. This new video helping to piece together more clues and how the shooter maneuvered.
We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location.
Authorities say he fired a single shot from a rooftop before vanishing among this large crowd that came to hear Kirk speak.
Everyone was just screaming. There were a lot of cursing and everyone was just panicking. It was honestly the worst sounds I've ever heard in my entire life.
Authorities say the gun, a high-powered bolt-action voltage, later located in a nearby wooded area, is being analyzed in a federal lab, along with other possible imprints the shooter left behind.
He's going to climb off the edge and then drop down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA.
7,000 tips and leads have poured in, and authorities encourage even more today. Meanwhile, as they prepare a case to pursue the death penalty.
I spoke to Erica, his wife, and we had a long talk, and she's devastated. She is absolutely devastated, as you can imagine.
Kirk's fans and family continue to mourn his death. In Washington, Bofta Imam, NBC News.
This just in, people including children are starting to recover after a school bus rolled over. This happened in Pennsylvania on Thursday with 31 people on board. Authorities say it happened in Columbia County just after 3 in the afternoon. They say a number of people suffered minor injuries. It's unclear how many were children. Police are continuing to investigate what may have caused this rollover.
Heads up for drivers in Lewis. The city says the Savannah Drawbridge will undergo scheduled maintenance this morning. According to Lewis's website, openings begin at 10 a.m. Crews are set to complete work by 4 this afternoon.
New this morning, the DMV on the Go unit is back in Sussex County for the 2025 season. According to the Delaware Division of Motor Vehicles, the traveling office operates 3 days a week now through October 30th. Mondays, it's at the Lewis Transit Center. Tuesdays, you'll find it at the Milton Cheer Center. And on Thursday, the unit sets up at the Harbor Freight Shopping Center in Seaford. The agency says the unit is open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And to find out what services are being offered at the mobile unit, you can head to the article on CoastTV.com.
Maryland Folk Festival is almost here, and that means several road closures across downtown Salisbury. This is to make room for stages, vendors, and thousands of visitors. According to the city's website, Salisbury is closing streets in phases starting Tuesday, September 16th. Some of the closures include Circle Avenue, Main Street, and Market Street. All streets will reopen by Thursday, September 25th. And the Maryland Folk Festival, that takes place from September 19th to the 21st.
And speaking of the Folk Festival, Salisbury says it has received a major grant to enhance this year's event. The city was awarded $50,000 from the Maryland Heritage Areas Authority to develop the Maryland Folklife Stage and Area. The funding will also support artist fees, stage rentals, signage, and audio storytelling.
Washington starting week 2 of the NFL season at the all-white wearing Green Bay Packers. The burgundy and gold D allowed Packer quarterback Jordan Love to throw for 2 touchdowns and nearly 300 yards. Washington loses 27-18. They fall to 1-1 on the season, and we'll have more on this game later on Coast TV News Today.
And we're just getting started this morning on Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, catch birds before they leave. What opportunities you still have for migratory bird watching in one area of our coast.
Also, preparedness presentation. We'll tell you about the family activities taking place this weekend in Delaware to honor National Preparedness Month.
And restaurant reaches new continents where Chipotle is headed next. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Well, it feels good waking up today knowing it is Friday as we take a live look into Salisbury. 56 degrees there. Winds are pretty calm. Beginning to see some patchy fog primarily across the Cambridge, Dorchester, Somerset County area, and that's possible through at least the morning time frame over the next few hours. Temperatures are in the 50s for most locations. 56 Long Neck to 58 Georgetown, 62 Rehoboth Beach. We're under the influence of high pressure, keeping us nice and dry. Now, we're not in a drought, but we're seeing some abnormally dry patches across the peninsula, primarily southern portions of the peninsula, as well as northern portions of Sussex County. So we do need rain. We're running a little deficit for the month. You could see we're running about about 85/10 of an inch below where we should be, but overall for the year, you could see we're running about 4 inches above normal. We had a snowy winter and we had a pretty rainy July, so I think that's helping us. But you can see over the next 8 to 14 days, we do have equal chances of seeing below or above normal precipitation. Get your forecast anytime by dialing the First Alert Weather Phone, sponsored by Brockstead and Dallas Federico. We'll have your 7-day forecast here in a few minutes. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. The Seagull Century Cycling event is right around the corner. It's on Saturday, September 27th, held by Salisbury University. According to the city, temporary road closures and restrictions will include Bateman Street from Route 13 to South Division Street. Traffic will be stopped at Avery Street at the start of the event, as well as restrictions from Francis Drive to Milford Street.
Sewer line work coming to downtown Salisbury tomorrow. According to the Department of Infrastructure and Development, work includes cleaning, inspection, and smoke testing. Crews will work on several streets, including Market Street, Poplar Hill Avenue, Baptist Street, and part of Calvert Street. It's all taking place on Saturday with expected completion that day.
A major acquisition could be hitting Hollywood soon. According to reports by the Wall Street Journal, Paramount Skydance is preparing to make a bid for Warner Bros. Discovery. The potential move comes just weeks after Skydance closed a deal with the merge with Paramount. Paramount's assets include its film studio, CBS News, Nickelodeon, Comedy Central, the CW, MTV, and BET.
Chipotle is expanding to Asia for the first time. The Mexican restaurant chain announced a partnership with a leading South Korea-based food company. The plan is to open the first Chipotle restaurants in South Korea and Singapore in 2026. They already have several international locations, including 60 in Canada, 20 in the UK, 6 in France, and then there's 2 in Germany.
We're looking really nice this evening. If you're heading on out to the Crooked Hammock, picking up your packets there for the Walk for Prostate Cancer. Temperatures in the lower 70s under mostly sunny skies, and will fall into the 60s tonight, eventually the lower 50s. We'll talk more about your weekend forecast ahead. Coming up when CoastTV News Today comes right back.
Time is 5:16 and you're looking live along the canal in Lewis. And Chris, several boats are docked, perhaps looking for that nice day on the water today.
And yeah, it's going to be where winds are pretty calm. We're going to have clear skies. It's going to be a gorgeous afternoon. Could see some patchy fog develop here over the next few hours. We're doing pretty well right now in Salisbury. Clear skies, 56. Winds are calm, but you can see there along the Chesapeake Bay some fog beginning to develop, and that's really the zone where we could see some patchy fog here through the morning. But it's a cool start. Temperatures 53 in Harrington, we're at 58 Milton, 55 Gumboro to 62 in Rehoboth. Winds pretty calm, so we get the clear skies, calm winds, allowing for the temperatures to fall. We still have some lingering coastal flood advisories, primarily for the coastal communities, Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico. This is through the high tide cycle today. Could see up to a foot of inundation in those low-lying areas, as well as through portions of Accomack County through about 7 o'clock tonight. So we're clear, we're dry, high pressure, really settling in for the weekend, and it's going to keep us nice and dry and sunny. And rain chances are going to be hard to come by over the next 7 days. It's not until next Wednesday, Thursday, where we could be dealing with some shower chances throughout the area. 79 Georgetown today, fabulous Friday. 78 Cambridge to 80, Federalsburg 78 in Salisbury with a wind out of the north about 5 to 15. So we're looking really nice through Friday evening, falling into the upper 60s away from the coast, lower 70s. Tonight we dip into the mid to upper 50s under clear skies, and our Saturday absolutely gorgeous, mostly sunny, highs reaching the upper 70s. And then by Sunday we see more of a southeasterly wind, and I think we'll see more lower 80s on the board, especially away from the coast, where we have the Walk for Prostate Cancer that we've been talking about. 62 around 8 a.m. registration begins. Race kicks off at around 10 a.m. 70 degrees on our way to highs around 79. Mostly sunny by our Sunday, 81 degrees. And we stay dry through Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday time frame, we could see a developing area of low pressure off the Carolinas, and that may spread some moisture into our area as we get into Thursday of next week. We have a tropical wave coming off of Africa here. We're now up to a 40% chance of development over the next 7 days. That will likely be Gabrielle into next week should we get a tropical storm to develop. 80 by Monday, so we stay pretty mild here over the next 5 days, and then we'll dip down into the mid-70s and watching for that chance of showers next Thursday.
Thank you, Chris. Tomorrow, the public is invited to experience the North Millsboro bypass in a fun way. Before it opens to drivers, DelDOT is hosting a charity 5K. Whether you run or walk, that's your choice. The almost 3-mile path is highlighted on your screen right now. Officials say proceeds will benefit the Be Positive Foundation that supports children with cancer.
After the 5K, the road is open to bicyclists. The North Millsboro bypass officially opens to vehicle traffic, car traffic, on September 22nd. And here's what it looked like earlier this month. The new alignment connects 113 and Route 24. DelDOT says it intends to relieve a traffic bottleneck in the downtown area. If you've been there over the last couple of years, you know. The new bypass even includes a separate multi-use trail.
Drivers should expect to slow down on US 13 in Maryland starting Monday. The Maryland Department of Transportation State Highway Administration says a single lane closure will begin on the southbound lanes. You can see that location right here on your screen. It's between Route 12 and Stockyard Road. The agency says crews are expected to complete a resurfacing project by late fall.
Tomorrow, the Delaware Emergency Management Agency is hosting the 19th annual Family Emergency Preparedness Day. It's part of National Preparedness Month. This event is free and it features educational activities and safety demonstrations. On your screen, we're going to show you a map of where this is taking place. This is Old Camden Road. It runs from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Dima says you can even spend time, this sounds fun, with Sparky the fire dog.
There's going to be wagging tails, garden sales, and some community fundraisers at the Delaware beaches this weekend, so stay tuned for your cool things to do.
Tonight, the Salisbury Zoo is offering a unique experience by hosting its Bunk with Beasts camping adventure. Families can pitch their tents and enjoy dinner. They get a guided tour. There's animal encounters and a night hike through the zoo. And the next morning wraps up with a continental breakfast. The zoo says participants must bring their own tents, sleeping bags, and flashlights. And again, this takes place tonight.
If you're interested in bird watching, there's still the time this weekend before our feathered friends flock south for the cold months. At Assateague Island National Seashore, you can see plenty of birds. You can join a ranger on a birding program at Tom's Cove Visitor Center in the Virginia district of Assateague Island. Binoculars, field guides, and bird viewing scopes are available to use, and each program is free. 2 events coming up take place this weekend, both at 8 a.m. And Matt, you've been talking about it for the past couple of days, but you are hoping to get in some beach time this afternoon.
Aren't we all
Saturday
hoping
you
for
don't. That? Saturday's all football. You can't.
Well, and then there's that walk that the chief meteorologist says not forced. Gladly participating in tomorrow with Paul. But yeah, you mentioned the beach day today, Elisa. Chris, who's ever on the beach, whether it's myself or other people out there, they should expect a nice day today.
Oh yeah, grab the sunglasses, still wear the sunscreens. Burn time is about 30-35 minutes, but we're going to see plenty of sunshine through the day today. We're at 61. Lewis, calm winds, pleasant dry start. Seeing some patchy fog across the area this morning, so keep that in mind. We do have a moderate risk of rip currents, wave heights 2 to 4 feet, but wall-to-wall sunshine through Ocean City, Fenwick Island with highs in the mid to upper 70s. Lewis looking fantastic, 75 through around noon. Rehoboth, we're at 74 by around noontime. As we make our way over to Cambridge, Crisfield, beginning with some patchy fog, but once that fog burns off, we're seeing plenty of sunshine by the afternoon with highs in the upper 70s. We have Ellen Castellana of Georgetown, Delaware. You're the winner of our Paul Davis umbrella. Congratulations there. We'll have a look at your 7-day coming up in the next half hour. Lisa.
Thank you, Chris. Well, congratulations. We have made it to Friday. The weekend is just about here, and there are plenty of cool things to do this weekend along the coast.
Yeah, Coast TV's Christina DeRobertis has your cool things to do.
The kids are back in school, and for us, summer might be over, but for the dogs, it's prime beach season. There's no more restrictions, at least in Dewey Beach, and this Saturday is Dewey Dog Day. The town will celebrate dogs taking back the beach at Van Dyke Avenue from 10 to 2. The town will be offering discounted dog licenses, plus giveaways and prizes. And while the dogs are having their fun, volunteers will be pitching in up and down Delaware beaches for the 38th annual Coastal Cleanup. DenRec is hosting the event at more than 45 sites statewide, and you can join in from 9 a.m. to noon. In Rehoboth Beach, the Rehoboth Art League is hosting its second annual native plant sale from 10 to 2. Visitors can learn about native species, browse garden designs, and pick up plants from local growers like Bellaterra and the Inland Bays Garden Center. On Sunday at Shellville, a fundraiser in honor of Ryan Ennis, who passed away this summer after a 4-year battle with cancer. Proceeds will support his wife and 2 young children. And finally, our last cool thing to do this weekend is an annual event. It's organized by our very own chief meteorologist, Paul Williams, and we're here with him today so he can tell us more about the Walk for Prostate Cancer.
Well, this is something we started last year, and that was the first run. But this time around, we're actually going to be providing what's called prostate-specific antigen test, or PSA blood test, where we're going to screen folks as they show up for the walk with our partners, with BB and all of that. And we also have a lot of other things. We have some icy treats as well as children's books for the kids. And also, we're going to have a cookout after the walk. And for those who want to register at the very last moment, 8 o'clock on that day at the Cape and Open State Park. And then we're going to have to walk at 10.
It's going to be a great event for a great cause, and you can find all of the details and the link to sign up over on CoastTV.com. Just click on Cool Things to Do.
Now on Coast TV News.
Search for Kirk shooter, where the FBI's investigation stands more than 24 hours after the assassination.
Delmarva reaction, the vigils taking place on the peninsula to honor conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
We made it to Friday, Delmarva, expecting mostly sunny skies. Will it carry over into the weekend? My latest forecast is coming up.
DMV on the go, the dates in Sussex County next week where you can take care of those car services that are closer to home.
This is Coast TV News Today.
September 12th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's 5:31 a.m. and it has been a tough couple of days with emotional events, and we are looking for some joy heading into the weekend.
We are. Well, some joy is that it is Friday.
It is
so
Friday.
We're almost to the weekend. Lots of football this weekend to watch, but you shouldn't stay inside the whole time and watch football. You should get outside.
Is this directing to me?
No.
Okay.
No. You should get outside.
We just established that I want to go to the beach today.
I know. Well, Chris told me earlier that we're going to have a beautiful weekend. So, Chris, tell us more about that.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, we have a beautiful weekend ahead of us, and we have to get through this beautiful Friday first. In fact, we're seeing some patchy fog across parts of Delmarva. Nothing all that widespread. We're at 56 right now in Salisbury. Dew point 58. Winds are relatively calm, and that's allowing for temperatures to fall away from the coast. 54 Harrington, 58 Seaford. We're at 62 Rehoboth, to 61 in Bethany Beach. Here's that wind flow continuing out of the north. Pretty calm at this hour, and that's allowing for some fog develop, some patchy dense fog primarily across portions of Dorchester County, Somerset County, seeing the fog at this hour. So definitely use some caution driving here over the next few hours. High pressure building in. See pretty quiet throughout much of the northeast as well as the mid-Atlantic. And yes, get the sunglasses out today. Low is 77 to Rehoboth. Moderate risk of rip current, so keep that in mind today. Waves about 2 to 4 feet. Sunny skies through Bethany, Ocean City, and Chicotee with those highs approaching the mid to upper 70s. So a beautiful Friday in store, and we're going to carry that sunshine over into the weekend and trending a bit warmer, especially the second half of the weekend as we push those highs into the lower 80s. We'll talk about how long the drier weather sticks around in that full 7-day forecast. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. Our top story this morning, Salisbury University held a vigil to remember Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, this was hosted by the SU College Republicans.
Kirk did a lot of outreach to young people, hosting events on college campuses to politely debate political issues.
Kirk was answering questions at a student event at Utah Valley University when he was shot and killed. Another vigil in our area set for Sunday night in Georgetown. It's organized by the Delaware Republican Party and the Sussex County Republicans. According to the Delaware GOP, the candlelight and prayer vigil will be a time of reflection, remembrance, and resolve. Vigil is scheduled for Sunday at 5:30 p.m. at the Georgetown Circle.
New overnight investigators continue to search for a motive in the Charlie Kirk deadly shooting. The killing has a number of lawmakers calling for less inflammatory political rhetoric.
As Amy Kiley shows us, it's also prompting safety concerns among elected officials.
He was an advocate of nonviolence. That's the way I'd like to see people respond.
The White House and Congress are increasing security after the shooting of political activist Charlie Kirk. A source says that includes in President Donald Trump's box at the Yankees-Tigers game last night. The New York team says it also beefed up entrance screenings. Another source says organizers moved a 9/11 ceremony for the president's security yesterday. But Trump says he's not concerned about his safety.
Not really. I'm really concerned for our country. We have a great country. We have a radical left group of lunatics out there.
Congressional leaders say they might boost security for lawmakers.
We're in a deliberate review process right now to determine what measures are appropriate, how much we could allocate for that. We've got to protect people who run for public office, or no one will.
House Speaker Mike Johnson says yesterday he discussed cooling the political rhetoric with Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
We have to figure out a better way to come together, not as Democrats or Republicans, but as Americans.
Several members of Congress say they worry about their individual events.
I've talked to my wife, and she really wants me to start wearing a bulletproof vest.
I like being accessible, but being accessible is starting to look like being vulnerable.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Heads up for drivers in Lewis. The city says the Savannah Drawbridge will undergo scheduled maintenance that's taking place this morning. According to the city's website, openings begin at 10 a.m. and crews are set to complete that work by 4 p.m.
New this morning, the DMV On The Go mobile unit is back in Sussex County for the 2025 season. According to the Delaware Division of Motor Vehicles, the traveling office operates 3 days a week now through October 30th. Monday, it's at the Lewis Transit Center. Tuesdays, you'll find it at the Milton Shear Center. And on Thursdays, it will set up at the Harbor Freight Shopping Center in Seaford. The agency says the unit is open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Maryland Folk Festival's almost here, and that means there'll be several road closures across downtown Salisbury. According to the city's website, this is to make room for stages, vendors, and then the thousands of visitors. The city is closing streets in phases. It starts Tuesday, September 16th. Now, some of the closures include Circle Avenue, Main Street, and Market Street. All streets will reopen by Thursday, September 25th. Maryland Folk Festival takes place from September 19th to the 21st.
And speaking of the Folk Festival, Salisbury says it has received a major grant to enhance this year's event. The city was awarded $50,000 from the Maryland Heritage Areas Authority to develop the Maryland Folk Life and Stage Area. The funding will also support artist fees, stage rentals, signage, and audio storytelling. Police
in Maryland say there was no active shooter threat at the Naval Academy in Annapolis after an investigation on Thursday. Naval support activity at Annapolis and local law enforcement responded to reports of suspicious activity on school grounds shortly after 5 p.m. According to NSAA, the base went on lockdown out of an abundance of caution.
A federal judge in Arizona has temporarily blocked the deportation of dozens of unaccompanied Guatemalan and Honduran children. This isn't the first time a judge has taken action in this case. Over Labor Day weekend, when the children were put on planes at the Texas airport, a federal judge in D.C. blocked the flights from taking off. The action blocks their deportation until September 26th.
And we got a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, gearing up for Georgetown Festival, we'll tell you what's in store for the annual Hispano Festival this year.
Also, love lights up Washington. The Burgundy and Gold have little answers for the Packers' passing attack in a Thursday night loss.
And push to end prostate cancer, we'll tell you how this annual walk is helping protect men from the disease and what activities to expect for the whole family. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
A pleasant good Friday morning. Del Marva, as we take a live look into Milford. Clear skies there, calm winds, a cool start in the 50s. We're at 56 in Milford. Fog, not all that widespread, pretty confined to the western portion of the peninsula across portions of Dorchester County. Some dense fog there, so drive with caution here over the next few hours in spots. 55 Long Neck to 58 Milton. We're at 55 in Gumboro. High pressure building in will keep us sunny and dry through our Friday and to start the weekend. So we're looking at that potential for some isolated fog, at least to start this morning, but really a picture perfect afternoon as sunshine develops and highs will reach the upper 70s to around that 80-degree mark. We'll talk more about the weekend ahead coming up in that full 70 forecast. Matt.
Chris, thank you. This weekend at Cape Henlopen State Park, have fun while helping the fight against prostate cancer. Saturday is the annual Walk for Prostate Cancer. It's organized by our very own chief meteorologist. There he is, Paul Williams. A lot of us here at Coast TV, we plan to be there as well. And this is to help people in the know, men get screened for the disease. This is a family-friendly event. There's also some icy treats, children books, and then you can stick around after the walk for a cookout.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Caesar Rodney boys soccer has a state title to defend, and CR opened this season with a close 2-1 win over the Charter School of Wilmington. But yesterday, Caesar Rodney visited Milford, and the Riders got off to a hot start. Long pass gets deflected back to Owen Zura, who zips it into the goal. CR up 1-0 early. He's excited about it. And later in the half, Edwali Simon shows off some nice footwork, uses his left, and that's a goal. Riders take a 2-zip lead into halftime. In literally less than a minute after the break, beautiful spin move by Allison Hogking sets up Owen Zura for the goal. Precise passing, Caesar Rodney running away with this one, and it's Hogking's turn to be selfish now. Stops on a dime and scores 4-0 Riders. And for good measure, Brody Hinkle gets free and tacks on a goal. Caesar Rodney beats Milford handily, 5-zip. And the Riders looking strong in their title defense through 2 games. CR visits Sussex Tech next Tuesday for match number 3. That's it for sports. Have a great Friday, Delmarva.
And coming up tonight on DSN, 5 o'clock, it's Down and Distance. 5:30, Scoops and Score. And then we have your high school football game of the night. 6 p.m., Y-High takes on Decatur. At 9:30, you can watch 1CW Pro Wrestling. 10:30, get your popcorn, Elisa, because it is Nittany Game Week. And finally, at 11, catch the final score. Now, we go over to the DSN Plus app. Along with that Y-High Decatur game, here are your exclusives. At 6, Ken Island hosting Middletown. And then at 7, it's a Delaware double feature. Sussex Central hosting Woodbridge. And then Cape travels to Lake Forest in high school football.
And fall isn't just for football, it's for marching band too. The Delmarva Sports Network will cover 6 marching band competitions featuring over a dozen schools from across the peninsula. These competitions will stream exclusively on DSN+. The first one is scheduled for Saturday, September 20th.
Well, Washington carried plenty of momentum into their Thursday night game at Green Bay, sporting a 1-0 record after an opening day win, thanks to a strong effort by second-year quarterback Jaden Daniels. His counterpart with the Packers, he was revving up for a big night last night. It was a night with football at historic Lambeau Field. Check out all white duds for the Packers. First quarter love. Little play action connects with Romeo Dowds on the slant, and the Packers score first, leading 7-0, down by 14 in the fourth. Washington gets back in it. Here's Daniels to Zach Ertz. Ertz is rumbling, and he is scoring. Washington closes the gap to 17-10, but the Packers respond. Love to Tucker Kraft. It's a 292-yard passing night for Love. Washington loses 27-18, and they're back home on September 21st with the Raiders.
Sunday Night Football is on Coast TV. On September 14th, the Atlanta Falcons visit the Minnesota Vikings. Coverage starts right here on Coast TV at 7 o'clock.
And one of the most loved musicals of all time is back in theaters. Douglas Hyde has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
Theaters across the U.S. are alive again with The Sound of Music. A restored and remastered 60th anniversary version is now in cinemas. Audiences must still consider it one of their favorite things. The classic musical's theatrical run was extended through next Wednesday due to popular demand.
It's gonna get us. It's gonna get us all. What are we talking about? Why?
A little bit of big news for Big Little Lies fans. After a long hiatus, work is now officially underway on a 3rd season. The hit HBO show is staffing up with a new executive producer and writer. No word yet on when the new season will premiere. Big Little Lies last aired way back in 2019.
You the world champion right now.
Here's your first look at Sydney Sweeney in the boxing biopic Christie. As you can see, she completely transformed for the film, which centers on real-life boxer Christy Martin, who rose from small-town roots to become one of boxing's first female stars. Christy enters the ring November 7th. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
Seeing some patchy fog across Delmarva this morning. Otherwise, a beautiful afternoon ahead after starting off in the 50s, 57 there through sunrise. We are looking at a gorgeous Friday, and it gets even better over the weekend. We'll talk all about it in that full forecast right after the break.
The time is now 5:48, and we are taking a live look outside at Salisbury on this Friday morning. And Chris, yesterday was a beautiful day outside, hoping for the same conditions on this Friday and, of course, into the weekend.
Oh yeah, it's going to get even better today, more in the way of sunshine, and it's going to continue actually into the weekend as well. And we're going to be trending even warmer by the tail end of the weekend. Seeing some patchy fog. It's been primarily throughout the Cambridge, Dorchester County area. Some dense visibility there, so use some caution here over the next few hours. Not expecting any widespread fog. 62 currently, Rehoboth 61, Bethany we're at 57, Millsboro to 58, Georgetown, and 54 in Harrington. Winds are calm, clear skies. That's allowing for those temperatures to fall at this hour. We still do have some lingering coastal flood advisories. Dorchester, Somerset, Wacomico. It's up through about 8 o'clock tonight. Through the high tide cycle, we could see about a foot of inundation in some low-lying areas. For the coastal sections of Accomack County, that's up through 7 o'clock tonight. Clear skies for much of the east. In fact, high pressure building in and keeping us nice and dry. And we're going to be having a spectacular day now. Humidity levels pretty much a check here through the day. We'll see a little uptick in humidity over the weekend with more of a southeasterly wind flow, but overall nothing all that oppressive as far as the humidity is concerned. 75 through the coast today, 79 to 81 under mostly sunny skies. An absolutely gorgeous day. Beautiful evening as we fall into the 60s away from the coast by around 8 o'clock. Lower 70s if you have any plans. Looking pretty nice. We'll fall once again mid-upper 50s away from the coast. So a beautiful start to our weekend. And by the afternoon, mostly sunny skies in the upper 70s. And then by Sunday, we see more of a southeasterly wind flow, more lower 80s across the peninsula, especially away from the coast. So a gorgeous weekend ahead. We kick off the weekend with the Walk for Prostate Cancer there at Penelope State Park. 62 by around 8 o'clock, on our way to 75 by around 12, 79 by Saturday, 81 on Sunday. So we stay dry through the weekend into the start of next week. Then as we go into the middle part of next week, Wednesday, Thursday timeframe, watching a system to our south may spread some moisture into our area with that system developing off the Carolinas. We'll keep a close eye on that. The tropics, very quiet here as we're in the peak of Atlantic season. We have a wave coming off of Africa, could develop 40% chance. The National Hurricane Center has that over the next 7 days. 80 by your Monday under partly cloudy skies. We keep it dry into Tuesday, 77. Then by next Wednesday, Thursday timeframe, watching for that chance of showers with that coastal system with highs in the mid to upper 70s. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. The Hispano Festival returns to North Ray Street in Georgetown on Sunday, September 21st from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. to celebrate the Hispanic culture.
Telemundo Delmarva and CoastTV News reporter Ana Sofia Roman shows us what you can expect there this year.
North Ray Street in Georgetown looks empty now, but it will be soon full of vendors, local organizations, local taco restaurants, and more for the Festival Hispano.
I think it's a great celebration.
Kevin Andrade says this year it marks the 31st edition of the festival and the 13th under his leadership.
We love seeing people for all races and all backgrounds coming together and celebrating the Hispanic Month, Heritage Month.
Every year, after covering event expenses, the Voice Radio Network gives back, donating to local nonprofits such as First State Community Action Agency and the Rosa Health Center.
Every time we get a donation, it helps us. It helps us in, for example, giving something to the patients, buying something for the patients, helping for transportation with the patients.
And that funding is an even bigger deal now.
The last couple of years, the funding has been extremely important because we have been able to expand our building.
Local and international artists are expected to hit the stage.
This year are coming a big band from Mexico, they call Clave Nueva. Also, we are bringing two artists from Puerto Rico. One is Frank Ruiz Jr. and Edgar Joel. Both of them, they're going to bring in an hour and a half of classic salsa. It's beautiful.
Which is all part of celebrating the Hispanic community in our area.
The people want to dance, they want to have fun. It's an amazing opportunity.
In Georgetown, Ana Sofia Roman, Coast TV News.
As you say, the entrance has a $20 fee, but children 10 and under get in for free, and the team of our sister station, Telemundo Delmarva, will be at that festival.
The time is now 5:53, and we are going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And this hour, our coastal pet, as it does on Fridays, is sent to us from the Brandywine Valley SPCA. Check out Digger, everybody. Digger is handsome, he's a sweet and playful dog, and he loves to go on walks on the trail and explore nature. Get this, Elisa, he loves treats.
Shocking.
Shows interest in learning new tricks. Most dogs do love their treats. So if you want to adopt Digger or any other lovable pet, head over to the Brandywine Valley SPCA. And also, get this, the organization is looking for their perfect pictures for the 2026 Picture Perfect Calendar. I am saying that correctly, PAWFECT. To register, head on over to the BVSPCA website.
And of course, we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
Scan that QR code, get your friends to us, and then watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
It is 5:57, so we are going to take another look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Yeah, good weather as we roll into the weekend, Chris.
Oh yeah, we're ending the week on a high note here. Plenty of sunshine through the afternoon, and we're seeing some patchy fog across parts of Delmarva. Nothing all that widespread, but temperatures beginning in the mid-50s, and we're going to rise to about 75 by around 11. On our way to highs in the upper 70s to right around that 80-degree mark. We're going to carry that sunshine right over into the weekend. 81 by Sunday. We stay pretty dry through at least the middle part of next week. Then we watch the chance for a few showers with a system off the coast. May bring us some rain there Thursday of next week. But overall, temperatures hovering right in the upper 70s to right around that 80-degree mark.
Thank you, Chris. And coming up in our next hour, social media firestorm. Controversial posts by staff members at Delmarva schools in the wake of the Charlie Kirk assassination. And we get reaction from those districts. That and more when we continue with Coast TV News Today.